Thank you very much for being here. And I think I've seen more than the film already with your intense presentation of your thoughts. What I don't know whether it's the right forum to ask you, but these things do happen, but they are known always out to the public. But how come this factor was hidden for so long and was not exposed? And I don't know whom to ask, but are those people being blamed for it, sued for it, or maybe what was the story behind this? Why did it not be known to people? I wanted just.
Are you coming to see the film tomorrow? Yes. Yeah. So you will find lots of answers there. So who did it, why they did it, and all these answers are in the film. So a lot of people have not seen the film. Some have seen, so they would know about it. I don't think it's a rocket science to know who did it and why they did it. Terrorism is a big business, and that's what we are trying to fight in our limited way, to tell the world that terrorism ultimately destroys humanity, diversity and humanity. And as far as justice is concerned, I think we are sitting like this, discussing about this issue, recognizing, yes, there was a genocide, talking about that justice should be done, itself is the first step of justice. I said my job as a filmmaker is to make people aware and acknowledge, yes, genocide happened. But how justice is going to be done, I think it's for the politicians to answer or the courts to answer.
It's a big honor, sir, to see you all here in person. And my question to you is, we are all anxious whether still we are seeing the same history books in our schools. Are they being changed, or are they still being taught the same things? And the other question is, all this happened and we come to know after so many years why we are failing again and again in this kind of things. As a country, India, we want India to shine. We all think that we are all smarter than anybody else in the world. But you see where we fail every time something like this happens. It is something which is very sad on each and all of our part. I mean, politically, why we are supposed to tolerate all this again and again, continuously?
Why this happens? See, the answer is bit bitter. If you want an honest answer or you want a political answer, what do you want? Swami Vivekananda once said, give me 100 committed Hindus and I'll change the face of the world, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, which meant that I will transform the world. He couldn't find 100 people. He couldn't find 100 committed Hindus, Indians, human beings, whatever you want to call it, who were willing to sacrifice everything and transform the world. Therefore, this idea of changing the world, transforming the world, is become an intellectual exercise. You will find so much energy we waste in how to transform the world, in symposiums, conferences, people fly business classes, stay in 5-star hotels. The whole world does that. But to change the world, to transform the world, you don't need intellectual exercises, you need actual things. This film is actual. This is not an intellectual exercise. That's what I mean. You need commitment, and commitment cannot be collective. Commitment has to be individual. You have to say this world needs to change, and therefore I'm going ahead, I don't care. Like I said, not to impress. Hey, look, I run a NGO. Hey, look, I do social service. Oh, chalo, is Sunday ko apan log jara swachh abhiyan chalate hain. So make a list of 100 people, call them, take photographs, put them on Instagram or Twitter. As long as we are doing that, it's all cosmetic. And which is why you will find there has not been even one day as of today, not even one day in the history of humanity when a war is not going on in some part of the world. Our collective history is about wars because everybody is trying to get engaged in this intellectual fight. The minute you surrender to actuality of the world, I think that's when all the solutions lie. This is the honest answer I can give you for transformation.
Hi. Hello. First of all, just to say I'm really in awe of both of you and your team for making this movie. It was like a punch to our solar plexus, just really, when you watch the movie, you're just left gasping for breath. When you were doing the interviews of all those families, and they're all out of Kashmir and out around the world, what was the one feeling that you felt? Did they still have hope after 32 years? Or did they just feel like there's nothing else left? And just maybe if their story got out, there's something.
I think the only thing that human beings survive on is hope. Once you lose hope, then there is nothing to look forward to. Even after being evicted, thrown out of their houses, for the past 32 years, the Kashmiri Pandits still dream of going back to their homes. And I don't think this film would have been possible if there was any hopelessness within the community. The very fact that we were approached by Dr. Surinder Kaul in Houston to make a movie on the genocide of Kashmiri Pandit in itself shows how hopeful they are of going back to their land one day. And I really hope and pray that all these people like Bakshi ji, Surinder ji, Utpal ji, who have, throughout their lives, they have fought for their cause. One day they do get to go back and see their homes once again. Because, Anupam Kher had said one very nice thing, that what is a home? It's not a building. A home is where you have your own place to sit. That's your everyday place where you sit down and have a cup of tea or coffee in the morning. It is the nature that you see out of the window. Home is the smell of your house. Home is a habit. Home is where, you can close your eyes and blindly take a left or a right and you'll reach the right place. You'll reach the right room. Home is a place which gives you tremendous amount of security. And we've seen this in so many films. People run to their homes, they bang the door shut, and then they kind of, oh, finally we are home. Home is a feeling. Home is not a building. And this feeling is being snatched away from them. And this hope that one day they'll get that feeling back is what keeps the Kashmiri Pandits community going.
Hello, thank you. We are so honored with you people, with us here. You just mentioned that this has got the whole Indian community together. And you have met a lot of ministers, you have been endorsed by the ruling government also, and we have seen our Prime Minister asking everybody to see the film. I want to ask you a serious question. Do you think there is a political, how do the political inclination is there towards moving towards Kashmir, and what are their feelings after seeing this film and after your hard work and after seeing how the Indian community India as a general, the people have reacted? How do you feel that the Indian government is going to work towards the Kashmiri Pandits moving there and making Kashmir a place where we all can go and invest or do something and make us feel that it's a part of us? How is your interaction with all these people you have met couple of months? Thank you.
See, I can't decide for politicians what they're going to do, but I can just state some facts in front of you. See, it's become a drawing room gossip and it's become a habit generally to put all the blame on politicians. But I have learned through experience that politicians generally do what the collective masses want, collectively. But if the masses don't collect together, if they don't get united in wanting something, then the vote bank politics takes over. Then they understand that, okay, 5 people here, 10 people there. It becomes easy. With this film, every single politician of this party or that party, people in opposition, they have realized what does United India means. For the first time, politicians have seen how the entire India feels for Kashmir as one voice. And not just politicians. Judiciary has also noticed, bureaucracy also noticed, media also noticed. I'll just tell you 4 or 5 things on ground what has happened. Bitta Karate's case, not just reopened, the court has taken interest, suo motu it has opened. Nobody went. And the Satish Tikku's father and parents, media realized that they are alive. Media didn't know. In fact, somebody called me कि वो रहते कहाँ हैं, उनका address पता है क्या? So in Jammu we found them. Sharda Peeth. Some people at India-Pakistan border have actually given land. They said, okay, no problems. You start Sharda Peeth here. The case of Yasin Malik is opening. Media is talking about justice to Kashmiri Pandits every single day. It's been 5 weeks now, so 7 5s are 35. Almost for 35 days, non-stop, every single day, media is talking about Kashmir. I just received from Jammu and Kashmir government, I just received a document, if you want, I can send it to you, which is about how easily you can invest in Jammu and Kashmir and the blueprint of development of Kashmir. I just received, in fact, while Pallavi was talking, I found that, I haven't read, but I know if you want, I can give it to you. So all these things are happening. And Prime Minister is going to Kashmir on the 23rd, right? This is, I think, his first visit in after abrogation. So in Parliament, if you have seen, Home Minister is talking about Kashmir, opposition is talking about Kashmir. All the international media who didn't care about, at least they are talking whether it was a genocide or not. Earlier they said, no, nothing happened. Now at least they are saying whether genocide happened or not. Second great thing which has happened is that at least they are debating on numbers of people who were killed, which means they are acknowledging that people were killed. Earlier they were saying nobody was killed, they ran away. They were cowards, they just, one day they flee this place. And the best thing which is happening, which is a very positive thing, the hope she was talking about is here. Forget politicians and judiciary, forget. At least people who are living in Kashmir today, for the first time they are saying, no, it wasn't us, it was Pakistan. So they are washing their hands from it, which is a great thing, which means they do not want to be associated with terrorism. And I have worked with these Kashmiri boys, they have been calling me and they don't want to be associated with terrorism. So these are the positive things which are happening.
I was really very impressed and what you told us about in making the film. It has come from the heart and you have lived the people's life. I don't want to go back to the history, but all of you know, we have an example. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, our 9th Guru. When the Brahmins approached him, his 9-year-old son, Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji told him, who can be better than you? These kind of things need sacrificed. He sacrificed his life. His son sacrificed his 4 sons. We have an example. And just now, as you said, Vivekananda Ji said, I want 100 committed Hindus. Come and I will change the face. So let us not put the fault on politicians and democracy and all that. The fault lies in us. We have to get up and not allow this. Nobody has a right to kill anybody. So it is the fault lies in us. Don't accept failures and they say, keep on saying, if it is up to us to get up and stop this all over. Thank you very much.